I know this can get quite complex and deep, but what are the very basic, essential sort of steps you need to follow if you want to generate as many sales as possible?
So the first thing is that no idea works twice. So a lot of people see someone launching a product and then they're like, okay, like I will do the exact same thing, and it will not work. So one thing of a successful product launch is it has to be original. It has to be new. So you can look at other launches and look what went well there, but you shouldn't copy like the exact same things. You shouldn't copy the exact same steps. You shouldn't just copy paste it, or like just copy paste emails and so on, like, or copy the idea even. Like instead, like you should figure out like first of all, what is your market and what are the people, what do your target group, what do they need? What do they desire? So everything starts first with research, figuring out what they want. And
one way to do that is to give your audience a questionnaire or polls to get an idea of what it is that they want.
Yeah, exactly. You want to, for example, you want to run a poll for like a poll for your customers and your leads. So like there are certain kinds of questions that you want to ask them. And one of the questions should be like, what annoys you at your current situation? Why you ask this kind of question? Because you ask for a feeling. What annoys us? So when we have when we think about something that annoys us, usually we as people, most of the time, we don't know what we actually want or need, but we know what disturbs us, what annoys us. And when we think about that, you get an emotion, and this emotion gets translated basically into words. So you get the words, and you collect the data, and then you look at it, and you get like out of like 500, 1,000 answers, you get a pretty clear picture of what disturbs them. And then you think like an engineer, you reverse engineer, like you figure out, okay, what do I need to bring them so they don't have this feeling anymore? And this is one big part of your launch, of your campaign, basically. And every campaign surrounds itself around what I call the big idea. So first of all, it has to be original. You look at other things, you look in other industries, not your own, because a big idea is something, it has to be something, if you want to have a successful launch, you have to launch something that breaks the current order of magnitude, because you want to break out of your circle. Ideally, if you launch something, you want to generate hype, you want to bring new people, and you want to have people talking about it. So it has to be original, but it also has to break your current order of magnitude. Our world is consisting out of concepts, billions, trillions of concepts, and your success on social media is a concept basically. And in order like to grow bigger, you have to break out. You have to create a new order of magnitude, that new people get attention, that current people that know you start thinking about you again, that they start talking about you again. So you have to generate an original big idea. In order to do that, you look like in other industry. For example, what does Ariana Grande do? How did she launch a product? You look at Tesla, for example. How did Elon Musk launch a product? And you collect all the data. And this is also like how you get creative, basically. You consume content, videos. On the other hand, like if you want to create a great campaign, you always have to put something in from your own soul, something that moves you, some story you have to tell, something that is important for you, some values, some stories, something where you, some story that you have written by yourself in your own life, something that was maybe painful for you. Because without this, no campaign has ever a soul. And like a really good campaign always has soul. Like it's something from the individuum who is launching the campaign or is behind launching the campaign. Like everything, like every great campaign has something that gives goosebumps or emotions or happiness. So this is something that you want to put in there as well. How can I tell my story in a unique way? You get inspired from other industries and you put all these things together. And on the other hand, you also know what your target group, what annoys them, what they want. And you put all this together and you have like born a big idea.